Hello, everybody. How are you doing today at Homeschooling and Oils? All right. My name is Tina Jacobs Ramsey, and I am here today to talk to you about everything dealing with the homeschool. Yes. All right. I know you might be a little confused because you see um, Heal the Honey Pot in the back. But as you guys know, I am a small business owner and I have some of the most amazing female wellness products on the planet. It's really changing the way women view their cycles, experience their cycles, and all the nine. So, what I am doing basically right now is checking to make sure that we are currently live on YouTube and Facebook. All right, so give me a moment just to check. And we are going to get started because I need to have a little conversation with you today. And we are live. I need to have a conversation with you. And also, for those of you who have reached out to me about my feminine hygiene products, that's all natural. That's actually helping to support your wellness as you have your feminine flow. And after that time has passed, our panty liners are actually helping with different things with females. So these are the ones that we endorse here. Our pads at healthehoneypot.com. That's one word together. We only put jewels on our honey pot. All right. With all that being said, let's go ahead and get started with you need to check before you buy. What do I mean? This is the time of year where we are wrapping up a school year, and then we are going to be preparing for the next school year. And you know, as homeschoolers, we get in that hyper mode. We're like, I need to buy this, that, and the third. But of course, this is a different year than any other because now we're faced with a situation, you know, I really don't want to say the word to give it any more life, but you know, we're dealing with some situations, dealing with viruses and stuff that we didn't have to deal with before. And that has substantially changed the financial situation and structure of most families within the United States and even internationally, because a lot of us are affected. I have even been affected because I'm a small business owner, but we also had outside jobs. What my husband did, he actually had two, and due to this, both of his jobs are no more because of what happened with you know, with what's going on right now in the world today. So we was affected as well. So this is not the time, if you don't have to buy unnecessary stuff. And I know, as well as you know, that as homeschoolers, we buy a lot of stuff, and a lot of the stuff we buy because we're so caught up in it emotionally. We feel, and we so driven either by a cover, or we maybe saw a YouTube video, or we saw a Pinterest post that kind of drew us in to make us think, or in hopes that it will change whatever negative situation we're having with the homeschooling experience. Meaning, maybe your child has problem with math, and you tried all different types of math curriculum, did things on your own, but yet today you saw this amazing commercial, or you saw this amazing post, or you saw this someone explaining it and all this, and you saw another homeschooler posted in a group somewhere, and they talk about how it's amazing and how it did all of this and that and the third for their child, and then they give a description of how their child learns, and then you're looking and you're like, my child learned like that too, my child does that too, and then the first thing you're thinking, I have to have that. And then you start putting your little pennies together and saying, we're going to get this. I don't care if it's $75 or $1,000. We finna get this. All right. So because this is going to change my child's whole perspective on this subject, and this could be the game changer. Trust me. Done been there, done that several times. I should have learned my lesson a long time ago, because it is not the curriculum that makes the experience. It's you that makes the experience. You can take an old curriculum, an old book, and build it and make it just as you please and make the best learning experience ever. It does not have to always be tied to a certain name or a certain curriculum in order for you to have success in the homeschooling experience. And a lot of times we waste a lot of money. I have been one of them because I'm so caught up. Because I have a child that has multiple learning differences. So I'm constantly looking for different stuff in order to help assist my child to be as independent as possible. That will help with those moments of regression that he has, which just basically means with a lot of children with multiple learning differences, they are actually very smart children. But what happens, they get to a certain plateau, and then all of a sudden it's like, boom, everything is washed clear, and then you have to start over from square one. And so right now we're currently in a regression period. Regression lasts, I can't give you a time frame, depending on the student. It can last a little while, it can last a long time. It just depends on a lot of different variables, a lot of different things that's going on. Puberty can set it off, and my child is actually going through puberty right now. Financial situations, like dealing with the structure of the family, a death in the family, any type of stresses, or even food can like deter and cause your child to have like different type of regression, because it's messing with the chemicalization of how your child thinks. And so, or it could just be something that just happens. It could be something that just happened, and then it usually catches you off guard because you're not prepared for the regression, because you're cruising and going and grooving, and your child remembering, they're holding on to the information, and then all of a sudden, bam, regression. They don't remember anything that you taught them, or they held on to little bits and pieces because right now they're going through a regression. And that can be frustrating, not only for you and challenging, but it's the same way for the child that had once had this information at their grasp, and now it's gone. So, and it's still there. You just have to pull it up. It just takes some time, take a while to get it back up. So I'm just gonna give you an illustration, an example, so that when you are making your decision about what you're going to buy this year, because we really have to be conscientious of what we spending, how much we're spending, especially when we have limited resources and also limited funds. And I know that you have a lot of the same stuff. It's just wrapped up in a different packaging. Like, for example, this is world history. This is world history. This is history, world history. And both of these are, one is world history, one is American history. Now let's talk about this. Do I really need all of these books on history? No. Let me tell you why. It's because, think about it. How much do history really change to the point that you have to go buy another book in order to display or talk about history? History don't change that much. And most of the history that we're learning from the past, right? And so anything that you have, if you have a book from the 90s, only thing you have to do is add on the 90s onward. We don't have to really buy it. It takes some time to do it. We don't really have to buy it. Now, the only thing that differentiates history, the two facets of history, is when you start talking about world history and then you start talking about American history. Because American history is going to be focused, centralized on the American experience. Not all of us now. Not all of us. It's going to... With American history, that's a little, it can be a little touchy. That can be a little, when you are of a minority descent, because normally books that's out is not really going to talk about your history in depth. So I would encourage anyone that has American history, this can be a good foundation for you. However, if you are of a minority descent and you want to put in more things of your ethnicity, what was going on in that exact same time period with your community, with your people, with your ancestry, then you need to add the fill in the blanks, because it's no possible way that they can fill in all the blanks for everybody's culture. And so I buy these, but I fill in the blanks of what I want to share with my children as well, if I see it's not added inside these books. And so, and being a homeschooling consultant, I purchase a lot of different things for the fact that Hey, SK Language. And you guys, you need to check her out. Go to her YouTube channel and subscribe. Don't just look. Go over there and subscribe because she shared her experience with her homeschooling experience and also language. They're learning another language and different stuff and the ups and downs of it. She is an amazing individual. She has been 100% supporter of homeschooling and oils, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So listen, there's really not too big of a difference because you will notice how world history is going to kind of touch on American history. Of course, you have to add in, take out whatever you like. Hey, Nikki. She said she liked the last book. Which book? Is it this book? These books? Or is it this one? Talking about this one? I love Kingsford encyclopedias because it's very colorful for number one. I have a visual learner. So it's colorful, and I like that it has a timeline on the top of all the pages. Now, this was actually something that was gift to me because I had refused to buy any more stuff. Because you see all this history, and this ain't all the history books I have. So, which is a shame. But I do have some books from about African American history that we're doing as well. So that's what I'm talking about. I fill in the blanks with adding my history in as well with these books as well. Yes, I have the whole complete set dealing with the math, English. I forgot the rest of them. Science, math, English. I think that's it. It's about 5 of them. Well, I have all 5 because my child, I have one student, my daughter, she likes to doodle a lot. And so when she does her work, she has a lot of doodles. And this book, it doodles a lot. It has different highlights. She likes to paint. She likes to color, all that stuff like that. She's very artistic. And this kind of geared towards her more. I thought my son would like it. However, my son has dyslexia, and it was just too many in the work and moving pieces for him. He didn't really. He started it, but he didn't like it. Now he do like the version that is geared towards elementary. It's bigger. The words are bigger. The font is very clear for him. It's not too much going on. This is better for my daughter. The other one that they do is better for my son. Nikki said, I love history. Learn something new from each book. Yes, history is something like right now, currently that I'm adding in to my homeschool is what we're experiencing now with what's going on around the world with the pandemic. Whether we realize it or not, we are living history at this point right now. 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, that is going to be the update in these history books. What we're going through right now is going to be part of history. So your children and you and I, we're actually living through a period of time that shifts the entire world. And we are going to be able to share this experience with our families for generations of generations. And we are going to be reading about it in history books once this thing is over. We are adversely a part of history right now. So we don't have to really go and buy a new history book in order to do that. You could just add that on. So let me get back to, let me see. She said, we're learning about COVID-19 in our homeschool too. Yes, to help your children be more prepared, just so you can distill a lot of fear. Not saying you're not going to be nervous and you don't need to use caution, but fear can change into making your child emotionally like overstressed and yourself. So yes, it's a stressful time, but sometimes talking about it with your children in a way that they can handle it, because everybody know their child better than someone else. So you personally know your child's emotional age. Now, your child's emotional age can be totally different from your child's chronological age. For example, I have a 14-year-old. My 14-year-old is 14-year-old's chronological age is 14, right? That's what shows up. However, on certain areas, depending on what the topic, what the subject is, my son may be emotionally 12 years old. 12 years old. So it depends on the topic and the subject. You know what your child can handle, what your child can't handle, and you need to curve the information in a way that they can digest it and it don't overwhelm them too much. It makes them informed. It gives them a little bit of confidence and security because they know something, but it's not a lot to cause alarm. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of children right now and adults, I am so glad that you're not afraid. Well, I'm not either, but we my children knows about it because we talk about it, but we talk about it in terms that they can handle, based on their emotional age. I base a lot of things on emotional age and not so much on their chronological age, because at the end of the day, a person can be 20 years old, but emotionally they're still like 15 based on life experiences or what they go through, right? And why would you talk over their head? You need to talk with them on a level that they can understand, so they can digest the information, so that they can be able to be productive, so that they can be able to shift and maneuver in a positive way with whatever they're doing. But in essence, with this history, people, before you buy anything, whether it's math, science, history, I don't care what it is, please go check your homeschool room, wherever you teach at, your bookshelves. Don't go spending unnecessary money if you don't have to, because we do it all the time, because we get so caught up in how pretty a cover is. We get so caught up. Let me tell you, history is history. This is the same history here as the history in here. The only difference is the size of the book, the way they give out the information, the cover. Now, the cover alone draw me in, but this was a gift, and I saw the price point. I'm like, nope, not today, because I got some other history encyclopedias. But my friend, she wanted me to have it, and she sent this to me. And she knows that I do a lot of homeschooling consulting and coaching, and a lot of my clients have this type of stuff. So you will notice that I personally have an onside of a whole lot of curriculum that you don't have to have. But due to my profession, I make sure that I have some of the most popular things if I can, if it's not too expensive. I make sure I have it so that when I'm walking you through virtually a lesson plan using the things that you have, I can actually show you some of the things as we are going over it virtually, so they can help you map out your homeschooling experience with the stuff that you currently have. And so, being that I am a homeschooling consultant and I do it virtually online, I like to have my hands on a lot of the things that you have your hands on, in order for me to better be able to serve you, in regards to be able to service you in the best way possible, to help you map out remotely to see, hey, you can adjust this, you can do it this way, you can do it that way. Oh, I have that. So let's look at page da 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 da, and let me walk you through this. This is what you need to do. Oh, you want to make a unit study? This is how you're going to do this, that, and the third. This is how you make a lesson plan. This is how you use this curriculum that you already have. I also can do all of that without even having the curriculum in my hands personally. I can just read and look at and see what you have, and I can actually make you a lesson plan, make you a call of action, make whatever you want just by hearing and looking at it and map it out. I don't have to have it, but I just like to have some stuff so that I can show, and so that I can be educated on what most of my homeschoolers have. And that's why I have a lot of this stuff, like Story of the World. That's why I have a lot of this stuff, for the simple fact of you. I want to make sure that I give you the best possible consultation and support that you need in order to de-stress your homeschooling experience, and let you know that everything's going to be okay, and let you know that you don't have to spend unnecessary money. Now, in some cases, I probably would suggest for some people to go out and buy a certain thing, especially if I see that it could probably benefit them. But more than likely, I am helping you to be able to use what you currently have and adapt it and adjust it in order to fit your homeschooling experience without you breaking the bank. You can use that money for field trips when everything open back up, or put some grocery in the house, or paying a bill. All right, you guys. So in closing, history is history. If you have a history book in your home, you don't have to buy any more history books. If you have a history encyclopedia, that is not grade specific. It's cover a variety of grade levels. Now, I know some things are grade level specific, but I'm not conformed to grade levels, because I know that I can take any grade level I want and adjust it and adapt it to any grade level I desire. And I can make it that grade level advanced. I can make it honors. I can make it whatever I want to make it based on the content that I add to it in order for it to qualify as an honor course, or an AP advanced placement course, or just a regular college prep course, or a technical prep course, or trade school course. I know personally how to do that regardless of what grade level the book is. And I can help you do the exact same thing. I have had people use an elementary school book and adjusted and added the proper content to it to make it high school ready. Yes, I have done that, and I do it for myself too. It's not necessarily the book, it's the content that the child's supposed to cover during a specific amount of time for that grade level based on their abilities. And as long as you fall in those categories of building it the proper way and hitting those goals and hitting those criteria that your state requires, you're cool. You just need to add them building blocks, add them up, and add them on side the curriculum to make it grade level worthy. So that's why I don't really worry about stuff like that, because I know personally you can adjust anything and adapt anything, any curriculum, to do what you want it to do. You do not have to follow the directions specifically like they say if you know it's not working for you. Maybe you use the book, but you're not going to follow directions exactly. You need to adjust and amend the directions to fit your child. I have to do that all the time, because I might use the content, but I know the way that they ask my child to do it will not work good for the way that he learns. So I use that content, we complete it, but I adjust and I amend the directions so that he will be able to do it and be independent and be able to understand it, because some things just do not work for him, whereas it works for my daughter. Everything can be simple where you can say, well, I'm gonna read this from A to Z, especially when you have children with multiple learning differences. You have to figure out how to help them function as normal as possible with their limitations, but also with all their strengths. So you figure out what their strengths are, and then you already know what their weaknesses are, and then you have to merge the two worlds together in such a way that their weaknesses do not pull down their strengths, but it might not always balance, but it gets to the point where they can still accomplish the goal, but you need to adjust it and amend it in such a way that caters to that child so that they can be able to understand and be able to be functional and be able to transition on being more independent as much as possible based on the degree of that child's learning differences. Because there's different level of learning differences. We have mild, we have moderate, we have severe, and then we have super severe. And so based on the level will determine what you have to do, because you personally know what your child is capable of and what your child isn't capable of. You know when your child is being lazy, you know when your child isn't being lazy, you know when your child is trying, and you know when your child is not. And so as a parent that's homeschooling, you have a very unique position because you know your child better than anyone else. So you can figure out ways that appeals to your beautiful child, your beautiful learner, in order to help them be the best that they can possibly be within their personal limitations, because all of us have them, but also within their strengths as well. Because all of us have strengths, all of us have weaknesses, but at the end of the day, I'm not strong on everything. So I had to figure out how I'm going to work things that I'm not that good at. How am I going to be functional? How can I do this? Same thing with your children. As a parent, we're not good at every single thing, but some things we are spectacular with, and some things we have to work on. Some things we just don't know. Same thing with our children. Same thing, same principle. We just have to adjust it and figure it out. And we teach them how to problem solve. That's the best gift that we can give our children, teaching them how to problem solve when there is no clear-cut answer. It's easy when you have everything laid out in front of you, but what do you do when you don't have everything laid out before you and you have a problem that you see no solution for, but you know there is a solution, but you cannot visualize, you do not see it? Problem solving, life skills, that those are the foundation, the root of what's going to help our babies be productive in society, being able to problem solve, be able to find a solution, to be able to not have that resilience, to not give up even if it doesn't work out the way they want it right then. You'll be able to help them be able to say, okay, this didn't work, so let me try this. Okay, that didn't work, I'm not going to give up. Let me be resilient. I'm going to keep trying, keep doing it, keep figuring out until I find my solution. And sometimes my solution might not be traditional. It might be untraditional, but at the end of the day, I made it to the destination. So it's okay. I figured out a new way to do it. So let's figure it out in regards to this homeschooling curriculum. Before you go buy anything this upcoming school year, check and see what you currently have that can possibly help you save some money. Then you can use those resources, those funds, in order to put back into your household, maybe buying food, maybe buying healthy products in order to keep your immunity strong during this time. Or maybe you want to just do something fun because you've been stuck in the house so long. Maybe you want to rent a movie, anything, or buy a gift for each other, anything. Just this is just a way that you can possibly save some money, because I know as homeschoolers we spend way too much money on the same stuff. It's just wrapped up in a different pretty packaging. World history is world history. Biology is biology. Chemistry is chemistry. English is English. Math is math. Geography is geography. The only difference between the subjects is that they just add more information based on the grade level, and the cover is different, or maybe the layout of the book is different, but the content in itself is the same. It's the same. So don't get caught up in the hype. Don't get caught up in the hype. Not this year, because we don't have any money to be wasting. Not this year. Maybe you might do that after everything get back stable. And you're like, well, I'm going to do this, that, and third. But for right now, we need to be mindful of this, because I'm not buying not a one homeschool nothing this upcoming school year. I am going to use what I have, and what I don't have, I am going to either create it myself, or I am going to adjust what I currently have in order to fit what I desire to have. I am going to Google and find me free PDFs. I'm going to create my own PDF. I'm going to use my own curriculum. I'm going to use other freebies and different stuff that I got over the years to check my computer, where I downloaded a whole lot of free stuff that I never use. I'm going to go back into all those files, and I'm going to look at them, and I'm going to find what I need, and I'm going to use that, because that is money that I do not have to spend. However, what I am going to spend some money on is making sure I take care of my health and wellness with fresh fruits and vegetables, making sure I don't use toxic cleaning products and toxic feminine hygiene products on my body, making sure that I keep us running with a measure of health. Now, that is what I will spend some money on, and making sure that we have food and paying our bills. You know, that's what I will do. But that other stuff, not this year. Yes, SK Language, she said, yes, use what you have. Yes, take that advice from her. Use what you have. Okay. And another thing that I'm doing is learning, or some things I knew how to make, like hand sanitizer and stuff like that. So instead of running out buying everything, I just buy the aloe vera, I buy the essential oil, I buy the witch hazel, and I buy the vitamin E oil that I use to mix up my sanitizer, hand sanitizer. And I'm making it myself. Yes, at first you spend a good little bit of money. It's not that much, but you spend the upfront cost maybe $20, $25. But you're getting 30 possible bottles from that. So it's a win-win. You're getting way more than put in. And so looking for ways in which you can offset a lot of the costs that we usually incur that we didn't really think too much of because everything was kind of normal then. And now that it's not, we have to be way, way smarter with how we are spending our money and how we are doing things, because let me tell you, it's easy to get rid of money, but it's hard to get it back. And so that's what I'm personally doing. I just wanted to share with you guys about, don't get all caught up in the hype with having to feel like you have to buy all this new stuff and all this homeschooling curriculum when you 9 times out of 10 have it right there in your house. I know you do. I know you do. I see some of your videos. I know you have it. So don't spend unnecessary money. And if you do have to spend something, make sure that it's worth it. The things that is worth it to me is making sure you take care of your health and wellness, to have a measure of health. And then the school stuff, you use what you have, because y'all know you have more than enough. We don't have to be buying all that school stuff this year. Not this year. So I will talk to you guys later. We do have some stuff online that's really, really inexpensive if you would like to purchase it. But as always, I say just use what you have. But if you just feel like you just have to have something, buy it used or buy it at a discount. Don't pay full price. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great, amazing rest of your day. I will try my very best to come live more often. I am actually using some new software, which enables me to be in more than one place at one time. So hopefully that will make it more easier for me to come on and share some videos with you and some content with you in regards to homeschooling, in regards to health and wellness, in regards to life, and just giving you the motivation and giving you a little bit of free consultations within a lot of my videos so they can help you shift and maneuver through our new reality and know how you can totally balance your emotions, all natural, with food, with putting the proper things into your mind and different stuff like that in order to develop the normalcy that we deserve and we desire at this time. And so we can make it through it. We are resilient people. We can adjust, we can maneuver, and we can make this work. But stay safe, stay positive, and happy homeschooling. Talk to you later. Bye.